Welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be showcasing a moral or morale rating, however you want to pronounce that. I have 3 NPCs set up. This will give us plus morale. This is just for us testing. So this NPC will positively increase our moral rating. This one will decrease it, not increase it. And then this NPC will check our rating to let us know if we are good or bad. So this is what the code will look like when you want the player to have a more positive rating. So you will just create a variable. It doesn't matter what number it is, doesn't matter what you title it. I just named it moral rating or morale rating, however you want to pronounce that. And then you want it to add a constant of however much you want to add. You can do 1, you can do 5, you can do 15. You could even make it give a random rating between 1 and 10, 1 and 5, whatever fits your game best for that. Same thing for the subtracting. All you're doing is creating a variable, moral rating, subtracting, constant, whatever amount you want. You can do random. You could make it equal to another variable, but we're going to keep it simple for this tutorial and just make it a constant of 1. Now, when we want the player to be able to check it, let's say maybe the player can only get in this part of the city if they're a good citizen. We'll use a conditional branch, so we will do a condition branch variable, and then if moral rating, so I'll hit cancel on that. You want to hit yes, and then you'll want to select the operations there. I'll show in a second. So for this, I just did a simple one. If the player's moral rating is equal to or more than 5, the NPC will say you have a good standing moral rating. Here's a reward. If else, so if the player's moral rating is equal to or less than 5, you should probably make this like 1 below, just so it doesn't conflict with that. Because if they have 5, it'll conflict, and this one will run first because it's on top. So if both of these are 5, it'll be more of a neutral kind of thing. So just lower that one by 1. That way it doesn't conflict at all. So if the player has a moral rating equal to 4 or lower, you have a poor moral standing. And here's a punishment. That could just be not letting them into the city. That could be whatever you decide. Subtracting health, taking away a party member, taking away a device, giving them a status affliction. You can do a lot with this. It's a really simple system. A lot of people have been wanting to learn how to do a moral rating or a good bad kind of system. It's super simple. It's literally just adding and subtracting a variable and then using a conditional branch to check it. I did forget to mention in the original video how to portray this to the player. So this is the developer view. We can see the conditional branch and everything. You will want to do something along the lines of if I could say, morale rating is, if I could type, and then you'll do backslash V. I don't think the V has to be capital. Open bracket, and then your variable number. So I think mine is 201. I'll have to recheck that. And then close bracket, and then you can put whatever at the end, period or whatever. So what this does, it says your moral rating is variable equal to variable 201. So from the player's perspective, it will be more along these lines. You have a good moral rating. Here's a reward. Your moral rating is, it won't actually say 0 unless it's actually 0. But since we're in a developer state, it will say 0 for us. So in our case, it was variable 221. So I'll want to make this equal to, if I could get to this, 221. So that calls a variable 221, and that just returns the value of that variable to the player so they'll know what their standing is. You will want to put this anywhere that you want the player to be notified what their moral rating is. So if they're going into a city, for instance, and they need a moral rating of 5, you want to say if their moral rating is high enough or low enough, and then display it. You can say something along the lines of, it looks like your moral rating is a variable 221. So let's say 5 for this instance. So your moral rating is 5. You have a high enough rating to enter the city. You may proceed. If the player has below 4 or equal to or below 4, you can have it display your moral rating is too low. Your current rating is a 3. You can do quests around town to raise this. You can do whatever. I don't know how you want to put it in your game, but that is a quick way to have that. I just wanted to add that into the tutorial real quick, that you want to display that to the player. Unless you want the value hidden for whatever reason. Maybe your game is more inconspicuous. I think that's the right word. This would be a shorter tutorial. If you have any questions or want me to expand on this moral rating, please let me know down in the comments below. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.